Hello everyone, this is Lalita ma'am and welcome to my virtual classroom. So today I have brought the video for chapter light. Okay, now this video can be seen or useful for all the students of 6th standard, 7th standard, 8th standard as well as 10th standard also. So why to delay? Let us start our today's topic, light. Now what is light? Before we start understanding the nature of light, let us understand what is light. Like you all know that energy exists in different forms. Now those different forms may be heat energy, sound energy, mechanical energy and so on. So in the same way, light is also a form of energy. Now every energy is useful for some or the other purpose. In the same way, light is a form of energy which is used to see different objects around us. So we can also say that light is a form of energy that gives sensation of vision. Now, as light is a form of energy, it also has some of the properties, because every energy has some or the other properties. So in the same way, light also has some or the other properties. So what are those properties? What is the nature of light? Let us try to explore it. Now, light has dual nature. Now what does it mean? Like long time ago, in the earlier times, it was believed that light is made up of small particles. Okay, so this belief was of Newton. So Newton, he gave his corpuscular theory. Now what do you mean by corpuscles? Corpuscles means particles. So according to Sir Isaac Newton, light is made up of different particles, and light, when it performs different phenomena, it behaves like as if it is made up of several particles in it. Now what are those phenomena? Like reflection, refraction. So all these phenomena are based on the property or assumption that light is in the form of particles. So light behaves like particles. Okay. Now according to Sir Huygens, so Sir Huygens, he gave the wave theory of light. So he explained that light behaves in the form of electromagnetic waves. Now what are electromagnetic waves? The waves that do not require any medium to travel. Like if I say, if I am speaking, if you are in a room and you are talking to your parents or your siblings, then it means like there is some energy, that sound is being carried, that sound energy which you are releasing from your mouth, that reaches your friends or your parents with the help of the air particles that are present around you. So those air particles are like medium. So light, for traveling of light, you do not require any medium. But if you want sound to travel from one place to another, then you need to have medium. Okay, so those type of waves which do not require any medium to travel, they are known as electromagnetic waves. And sound is not an electromagnetic wave, but light is an electromagnetic wave. The best example to tell us that light is an electromagnetic wave is sunlight. Yes, you all get sunlight from sun, which is very, very far from us. Yes, from the earth. Now sun is several thousands, millions of kilometers far away from us, and atmosphere only exists up to a certain level around the surface of the earth. After that, there is no atmosphere. So if there is no atmosphere, there are no particles to carry those light, but still light reaches from there. Yes, so this is a best example to tell that light doesn't require any medium to travel. That is why light is known as electromagnetic waves. Okay, now so light has dual nature. I hope this is clear to you. Light has dual nature. For some phenomenon like reflection and refraction, it exhibits its particle nature. It behaves as if it is made up of particles. But some other phenomenon like interference and diffraction, it behaves in the form of waves. So Newton's corpuscular theory and Huygens wave theory tells us that light has dual nature. Now now light, how does light travel from one place to another place? Now light travels from one place to another place in a straight line. So propagation of light is rectilinear. Now what do you mean by rectilinear propagation of light? Means light always travels in a straight line. It doesn't go in a zigzag manner. Okay, so it follows a straight line path when it has to travel from one place to another place. And what is the speed of light? Speed of light is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meters per second. So if you talk about speed of sound, it is very less as compared to that of speed of light. That is why during thunderstorm or lightning, when lightning takes place, we are able to see that light very fast, and sound is followed after light. Like light is followed by the sound. Yes, so sound reaches later, but light comes first. Okay, so speed of light is very fast. So light travels with the speed of 3 into 10 to the power 8 meters per second, and it travels in a straight line. That is, propagation of light is rectilinear. Okay, now how do we see objects? Yes, there are different objects around us. So how do we see these different objects that are around us? Now these objects are visible because when light from any source strike that object and is reflected from that object. So every object, it reflects light. Every object reflects light. Yes, that is why we are able to see every object. Otherwise, if the light is not reflected by any object, we are not able to see that object. Either it should be the source of light, or it should reflect the light falling on it from any other source. Like in this image, you can see sun's light is striking that flower, and from that flower it is reflected back and reaches the eyes of the person. And when this light enters the eye of the person, that light reaches the retina and it forms the image on the retina of the eye. Now light from the sun, in this case light from the sun strikes the flower, and from the flower it gets reflected back and reaches the eye of the person who is trying to see it. Yes, and when this light enters that person's eye, it forms an image on the retina of the eye of that person, and because of that image is formed on the retina, because then that image is converted into signal, and then brain identifies that okay, this is flower, and then it helps us to see the object. Fine. So in this way we are able to see different objects around us. And as I told you earlier that light travels in a straight line. So let us see that example with the help of this experimental setup, that how can you say that light travels in a straight line. Suppose when you take a torch, okay, and you have kept any object in front of the torch. So light coming from the torch, it strikes this object, and wherever the portion which is covered by this object, it blocks that light, and if you have a wall or a screen behind this object, then shadow is formed. Like now here, light from the bulb is falling on my face or my body, so this is the object which is blocking those light, and you can see here behind me there is a shadow formation. Yes, and you can also find two shadows on either sides. These two shadows are because the light is coming from two different sources in this room. That is why you are able to see two shadows, or one on either on both the sides. Okay, so in this way, what if like this object who is me here, if I don't block the light, or if light doesn't travel straight, then what will light do? It will come here and then it will change the path, and from here it goes. Yes, but it doesn't happen. So it means that light travels in a straight line, and if any object comes in front of that path, so that light is blocked by the path, and because of that blockage of the light, shadow is formed behind that object, or depending upon from where the light is coming. Okay, so in this way, it proves that light travels in a straight line. Okay, now I hope you have understood till now whatever we have discussed, like what is light, then from where, like how, what is the nature of light, and how shadow is formed. So with the next topic, we'll come with the next video. Until then, bye bye, take care.